Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spoke as a dragon. And he makes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast. It is possible to render the term earth as land, and that often refers to the land of Palestine. If he came from Palestine, then he is likely to be welcomed as a prophet. He appeared to be gentle and harmless, but he spoke as a dragon. He is also known as the false prophet in chapter 19, verse 20. He performs great signs so that he even makes fire come down out of heaven to the earth in the presence of men. Which Old Testament prophet called fire down from heaven? Elijah. When Elijah called down fire from heaven, that convinced the people of the northern kingdom of Israel that the Lord is God and not Baal. The Jews expect the return of the prophet Elijah. Malachi 4:5. Behold, I'm going to send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and terrible day of the Lord. And what is the role of Elijah when he returns? Isaiah 43. A voice is calling, clear the way for the Lord in the wilderness, make smooth in the desert a highway for our God. Elijah is to point to the Messiah. Now, if the people believe that the beast from the land is Elijah, then they would believe that he would point to the Messiah. And who would the beast from the land be pointing to? The beast from the sea, the Antichrist. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth because of the signs which it was given him to perform in the presence of the beast. The second beast performs these miracles in the presence and authority of the first beast. The purpose of these signs is to authenticate the authority of the first beast. Not all miracles are of God. No discerning Christian trusts any and every miracle. He or she must ask the question, is this miracle demonic or divine? Let us never lose sight of the fact that false teachers, prophets, and false Christs can perform miracles. The test of a true prophet is not just his ability to perform great wonders, but his fidelity, his faithfulness and truthfulness to the revealed Word of God. Deuteronomy 13, verse 1-3. The second beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who had the wound of the sword and has come to life. This image becomes the center of the false worship of the beast. When God raises the 2 witnesses from the dead and takes them to heaven in chapter 11, the false prophet probably answered that challenge, saying, I can give life too. And it was given to him to give breath to the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast would even speak and cause as many as do not worship the image of the beast to be killed. Not only will the image move, but it will speak. It will probably take more than animatronics, lifelike robots, and artificial intelligence to deceive the world. Note that it is the image which causes non-worshippers to be killed. The New Living Translation rendered verse 15 in this way. He was then permitted to give life to this statue so that it could speak. Then the statue of the beast commanded that anyone refusing to worship it must die. It is a decree to kill non-worshippers of the beast. Not that all believers would be killed, because some believers obviously survive the tribulation. Issuing a decree is not the same as its execution. And he causes all to be given a mark on their right hand or on their forehead, and he provides that no one will be able to buy or to sell except the one who has the mark, either the name of the beast or the number of his name, 666. To enforce the worship of the beast, the false prophet forces all men of every class of society to receive the mark of the beast on their right hand or on the forehead. Those without the mark cannot buy or sell, thus making life impossible without the mark. To receive the mark of the beast is tantamount to the worship of the beast. Anyone who accepts the mark of the beast will receive God's wrath and judgment. No one will be able to buy or to sell except the one who has the mark. The medium of exchange or payment has evolved since the days of bartering. First we have coins, then paper currency, plastic or credit cards, and then digital. And now we have the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is not far-fetched. The locations of the mark of the beast on the right hand or forehead are conspicuous, highly visible. Or else how do people know whether another can buy or sell? Chapter 13 verse 17 says that if you don't have the mark of the beast, you won't be able to buy or to sell. You can't get any supplies, you can't get any resources, you can't get any food. There will be enormous pressure to be marked. It is another device to force all people to worship the beast. How are they going to survive, those without the mark of the beast? What are they going to eat? Remember, this is a period of wars, scarcity, and famine. The earth is devastated by fire. 1/3 of the trees and all grass had been burned up. The sea became blood. 1/3 of sea creatures have died. Rivers and springs, 1/3 have become bitter. The Lord's Prayer will be pregnant with meanings during the tribulation. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. It is a desire for Christ's rule on earth, for God's will to be done on earth instead of the beast. Give us this day our daily bread. It will be incredibly difficult to put food on the table. The famine of the third horseman, the devastation of the trumpet judgments on the earth, sea, and vegetation. You cannot buy or sell without the mark of the beast. Lead us not into temptation. Tests and trials are rampant during the tribulation. And how not to curse, but to trust God. Not to give in to the worship of the beast, and not to take vengeance into their very own hands.